On a quiet Tuesday, the U.S. imposed a steep tariff on all fresh tomatoes from Mexico, instantly disrupting a decades-old supply chain. For years, American stores and restaurants relied on Mexican tomatoes, especially in winter. The new tariff was a shock, sending prices soaring and business models into chaos. Suddenly, a key ingredient in everything from pizza to salsa became expensive and scarce. Importers and distributors scrambled, caught off guard by the abrupt change. The impact was immediate. Inflation fears, supply chain panic, and consumer anxiety. For everyday Americans, it meant pricier meals and emptier shelves. Meanwhile, Mexico faced a crisis: millions of pounds of perishable tomatoes and a market that had slammed its doors shut. Instead of waiting for politics to resolve the issue, Mexican growers and officials began searching for new opportunities. In the midst of crisis, they started mapping out a bold new direction. Within weeks, the effects hit home, literally. Grocery store tomato displays shrank and prices jumped. Tomatoes, once a staple, became a luxury for many families. Restaurants, especially small ones, struggled to absorb the cost or pass it on to customers. Menus changed, and price disclaimers appeared. The supply chain buckled. Distributors lost business, warehouses emptied, and truckers were sidelined. The tariff was more than a tax. It was a wrench in the gears of American commerce. The pain spread from border towns to big cities, affecting everyone from food processors to diners. The policy meant to help some farmers ended up hurting countless businesses and consumers. The U.S. learned a hard lesson about its dependence on global food networks. The cost of breaking those ties was now clear in every empty aisle and inflated grocery bill. On the rails. To reach Canada, Mexico launched a direct rail corridor, bypassing U.S. highways and tariffs. This required rapid coordination with rail operators and investment in refrigerated containers, reefers, to keep tomatoes fresh. Modern cold chain technology ensured produce arrived in Canada as fresh as ever. Trains replaced hundreds of trucks, cutting costs and emissions. Rail transport proved more reliable, immune to road delays and driver shortages. Canadian buyers gained a stable, predictable supply. Mexico wasn't just selling tomatoes, it was selling reliability. The new logistics corridor showed that with the right infrastructure, political barriers could be overcome. The future of trade was about efficiency, not just proximity. Canada saw opportunity in the disruption. Direct shipments from Mexico meant fresher, cheaper tomatoes and a simpler supply chain. Canadian officials and businesses moved fast, expanding cold storage and streamlining customs. Supermarkets and processors locked in long-term deals with Mexican growers. As U.S. prices soared, Canadian shelves stayed stocked and prices fell. The contrast was stark. Canadian consumers benefited, while Americans paid more. Canada's pragmatic approach strengthened ties with Mexico and insulated its market from U.S. turmoil. The new partnership went beyond business. It was a diplomatic win. Canada emerged as a key player in North American trade, proving the value of flexibility. Sometimes, the best opportunities come from some bottom prices. The US learned its market dominance isn't guaranteed if it creates too much friction. Mexico and Canada discovered new potential for partnership, independent of their larger neighbor. The geography of North American trade was forever changed. The story of the tomato is about more than produce. It's about the quiet power of infrastructure. When politics create uncertainty, the market finds stability elsewhere. Sometimes the most profound changes happen quietly, on a train rolling north through the night.